Hello, come on in. All right, so as you know, we're expected to come to class on time with our materials. Today we're going to be working on history, so go ahead and take out your history journal and a pencil, please. Okay, I like how Charity has her materials out and she's ready to learn. So today we're going to be working on maps and how to read maps. But as you know, there are several different types of maps, and we kind of touched on this at the beginning of the school year. So by raise of hand, remember, you are expected to raise your hand and wait for the teacher to acknowledge you before answering a question. So by raise of hand, tell me, what is one type of map, if you can remember? Chelsea?
Geographic map.
Geographic map. Charity?
United States map.
Yes, United States map. Yes, there's several different types of maps. Political maps, geographic maps. Yes, Chelsea, you may go to the bathroom. Don't forget to sign out and take the pass, please. Okay, so as I was mentioning, there are several different types of maps, and like you said, geographic was one. But in order to understand these types of maps, we need to know the different parts of a map, right? Okay, so what are some different... Class, remember, you are to listen quietly and give your full attention to the speaker, okay? Now, what are some different types of, what are some things you would find on a map? Charity, thank you for raising your hand. What would you find on a map?
A compass rose.
A compass rose, yes, that is something you would definitely find on pretty much all maps. Chelsea?
A legend.
A legend, yes. And that's what I was going to begin with. A legend is what you would find all of the symbols on, right? So a legend is going to be a boxed off area on the map that will list the different symbols that you would see on a map. Some different symbols you may see on a map is a star if it's a geographic map, because for each state you're going to have a state capital, or maybe a national capital if it's the United States map. You will also find different symbols such as railroad tracks. It depends on what type of map you're going to be looking at. As Charity mentioned earlier, you're going to find a compass. And a compass gives directions, right? So a compass rose or direction marker on a map shows the main directions or cardinal directions. What are those cardinal directions? Chelsea?
Southwest.
Southwest is a intermediate direction, but what are the main directions? Charity?
North, east, west, and south.
North, west, east, and south. Yes, and thank you for raising your hand. Here is a sticker. All right. So Chelsea mentioned southwest, which is really great. What are some other intermediate directions?
Southeast.
Southeast, yes. Any others that you can think of? How about northeast and northwest? Those would be the two others. And on a map, you may also find a map scale. A map scale is simply a measurement tool which compares a distance on a map with the distance in real world. So a map scale helps you to find the real distance between places on a map. Each map in this atlas has a scale that shows both miles and kilometers. So this scale right here shows you 400 miles, but that 400 miles is represented as a centimeter on the map. So that will help you have an idea of actually how long. Charity, as I mentioned earlier, you're to give your full attention to the speaker, okay? I don't want to have to remind you again. Thank you. All right, so now that we have gone over the different things you would find on a map, we're going to learn about latitude and longitude. Raise your hand if you've ever heard of latitude and longitude. Chelsea, you have. Great. Can you tell me which way latitude runs?
Latitude is like big.
Yes, it is. And another way, one of my previous students mentioned latitude or remembers latitude is latitude, latitude. So always think wide when you think of latitude. Okay, and then opposite of latitude, you'll have longitude, which is, yes, so the lines run up and down, and these are imaginary lines. Raise your hand where you would find these. Tell me where you would find these lines. Go ahead, Chelsea.
Maybe at the top of the globe.
At the top of the globe, yes, because you have the North Pole, and that line would be running up and down. And then you would have, so that would be a line of longitude. A line of latitude would be at the middle of the globe, right? And that's your equator line. It's going to split the Earth or the globe into a northern and southern hemisphere. All right, class. So that is our mini lesson on maps. And now I want you to go ahead and take out your journal. I want you to go ahead and draw your compare and contrast graph.